Next up is the Prima Pils from Victory Brewing Company in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Was a mill town. Now it is a fairly hoity-toity bedroom community, although it's a pretty far trip outside of Philadelphia for commuters, but they do get some commuting and really pretty. This isn't an old factory, and it's a great facility. The tap room is beautiful, and actually a really cool gift shop.
Oh, okay. I haven't been there.
Worth the trip if you're ever in the Philadelphia area. Make sure you get out to Downingtown and stop in to see the Victory folks. They do a nice job. And
is it on the train line?
I think it may be.
Okay, cool.
Then
you don't even have to drive there. You can just take the train.
There is a train, yeah. So actually, I'm not sure. It might be the end of the main line. So anyways, Prima Pils, very, very traditional Bohemian-style Pils. That's the Czech Pils as opposed to the German one. So you get a little bit more bitterness and very, very soft. Pilsen's water is extremely soft water, and part of what drove this style was the water was so soft that they had to put tons and tons of hops in order to get any perceived bitterness. We've talked about it with the English ales that the water being hard makes the bitterness seem a lot more. These, you can put a lot of hops in and the bitterness doesn't seem quite so much because of the water character.
And of course, the Bohemian Pilsner was the original golden colored, it's the original light colored beer, clear. I mean, it really is the precursor to all what most people consider modern beer. You know, before that, beer tended to be cloudy, tended to be darker.
Yeah.
And
well, this stuff got cheap. It wasn't until clear glass got cheap. This is made with German malt. You'll notice it right away in the nose. There's that very distinctive, it's malty, it's not sweet.
Right.
There is a little bit of graininess, but it's very, it's not harsh graininess, it's just there. And then the hopping on this, the nose hopping is great. There's a real nice spice. There's some saws, for sure. And I'm guessing there's also maybe a little bit of Hallertau, probably the Mittelfrüh even, is the other one that we're kind of picking up in this. A little bit of spicy.
Yeah.
Floral, a little floral almost.
Right, right. And a lot of the beer geeks I know consider this pretty much the best made American Bohemian style Pilsner. Yeah. Bohemian style Pilsner made in America.
Trumer was the one I was trying to come up
Oh,
with.
Trumer, okay.
Trumer is brewed in Berkeley. They make a really, really great beer. But I don't think it's coming this far east yet. The maltiness is what really sets this apart, and being so good about using German malt and really taking on what is it coming out of the European pale malts that are different from what's going on with the American. They are paler for one. You can see this is extremely pale beer. This is a pale lager malt. You have a little bit lower protein content in it. That's some extra control that the maltster has to have, but it drives what's going on with this beer, and it is very, very expressive, even though it is so pale. I mean, this kind of malt to me has far more flavor than most of the the American pale malts that are a little bit darker and have a little more roast. You'd actually think would expect more.
Right.
This just has some some great character on it. The bitterness on this is just perfect. Just it's like cleans it up perfect so that your tongue, there's just the slightest little aftertaste of bitterness on the end, but it really just feels like your tongue is very clean.
Right, and the hop flavor, there's just a little bit of hop flavor to it. A little bit of that spiciness, a little bit of what you're saying, that kind of floral quality to it. That's common noble, what they call noble hops, Saaz hops, Hallertau, Herbstbrucker, Tettnang.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Styrian Goldings.
But it's
cheers,
just a lovely beer.